Anyway, Jamie, so I'd asked you about the box set. You said you haven't had a chance to get a hold of a copy yet, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get one pretty soon.
and and this is a massive box set, 44 CDs, um, the actual vinyl album of Genuine Imitation Life Gazette in mono, which
In
it's never
mono.
been released in mono before,
Right.
and just some live concerts. I think two or three live concerts. Just a fantastic set. I am still going through mine. What I'd like to mention, if you don't mind, is
No.
this is one of the three booklets that comes with the
Oh,
set.
that's
And
great.
this is a thorough write-up on each CD
Whoa.
done by our good friend Ken Charmer.
Oh, well done, Ken.
Ken Charmer was one of the main principals, very instrumental in getting this box set together. I feel bad. I don't remember his title, but he was in charge of
Yeah, like
just the recordings and putting everything together, working with the team at what's the name of the company?
yeah,
God,
yeah. Huh.
not Master Fisher. Anyway, he was
Yeah.
involved with the company that released this, and the company I believe is based in the UK. And
Right.
so anyway, he wrote a very good book,
Wow.
detailed each CD, its origins, and
Wow.
just some really rare recordings. Then this past summer, Goldmine released the Four Seasons on their front cover with
Excellent.
interviews by the Four Seasons and describing
Excellent.
the box set. So
I just can't wait to get my hands on one. And
it's a treasure trove.
and
Treasure trove.
I'd love to. I mean, Ken is not, I suppose he's a few hours down the coast from us, but, we can meet halfway and have a good chat and over a beer and, talk Four Seasons sometime.
Ken is a great guy. His passion for the band and of course other music also, but he just knows so much.
Amazing.
And he's had conversations with Charlie Colello, Sandy Linzer, Lee Shapiro. Just he's the guy is fantastic. I feel I owe all Four Seasons fans owe so much to Ken Charmer.
Definitely. And I was going to, I tried to contact the UK fan club, and I got an email that didn't go and it didn't work. So I tried ringing the number and it just went on to answer phone, and it was someone in the UK. And I thought, I sort of half gave up. But I'd like to contact Ken to just say how impressed, how grateful we are. I mean, I've learned so much in such a short space of time watching you guys and listening to you. And Ken and all the team on the Saturday shows have been just remarkable, and Tony and everyone, incredible.
Yeah. I think I've been on two or three,
Well, at least,
but the previous ones are just so great. He had Charlie Colello on one of
I
them.
know. I watched that. Was amazing.
Lee Shapiro's been on a few. John Piva was, I think, on one or two of them.
Okay, yeah. I think it's absolutely, and what a privilege it is for us to get that close to all these guys and learn so much.
Yes, it sure is.
And going back to what we were talking about to the start, where the companies themselves are like, you can't get into. How do you get in to talk to these people? Sometimes they don't want to respond to you. They think, well, who are you? You're just the chairman of the fan club or something, so we don't need to reply to you or something like that. And obviously Ken's talked a bit about that type of.
Yes. He's had a few issues throughout the years, but he does amazing. Well with that club.
Yeah, because you could quite easily get a bit cross about it and say, oh, why are you being such a pain about it all? Come on, we're fans. Right. We need this stuff. This is part of what we live for.
Exactly. In fact, he's still behind the movement to get the rest of the Motown tracks released. He's really on it.
Good man, and they're wonderful. And it's interesting why Bob Gaudio, maybe it's him who just wants to hang on to stuff for some reason. I still can't quite figure it out, but maybe he wants to put it out in a few years' time. But no, do it now, because you don't know what's going to happen in a few years' time.
Yeah, I mean, last year in 23, Bob Gaudio turned 81. In fact, Bob Gaudio, Brian Wilson, and Paul McCartney all turned 81 last year.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, they're up there in age.
Yeah. So don't sit on it. Get it out.
let it out. Yeah, let the fans enjoy it, you know.
Sure.
And in fact, to this day, Frankie Valli and Bob Gaudio still own all the masters to their work. One of the very few musical entities that do own their masters.
And I think that's really important. Good for them.
Yeah,
That's really important.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
let's hear some of the stuff, guys, because you know when you've gone, I suppose when they've gone, they might say, oh well, the company might say, oh, we'll put it out now. But it'd be nice for them to hear it out as well, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I just you know, Jamie, I just really thank God for Jersey Boys.
Yeah.
Because it put the Four Seasons on a whole new career.
Completely.
You know, in fact, it was mentioned to Bob Gaudio. One of his close associates told him when it first came out, you know, don't be surprised if Jersey Boys isn't bigger than the band, the Four Seasons itself, when they were in their heyday. And Bob Gaudio just said, you know what, that would be perfectly fine with me. And it was huge. Jersey Boys was huge.
Huge, I know. Incredible. Yeah, we've all been blessed by that, actually. What an experience. You know, I tend to be a little bit critical. The areas that I find more interesting in a way were sort of like, you know, weren't talked about. It wasn't in the show. And I thought, oh, it's a shame that some of that stuff didn't come out and they didn't handle that somehow. It was all about Sherry and Big Girls Don't Cry and, you know, the sort of the stuff that was going on in the band and everything else.
Well, you know, Frankie Valli was not very happy with the movie that Clint Eastwood put out on Jersey Boys.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
He's not very favorable towards the movie. He said, one, it should be several times darker, more like a hope I pronounce it right, Scorsese movie, like those mob type movies. He says there was so much more. And I could only imagine. I mean, Tommy DeVito, he's known for his relationship with Chip DiCarlo, and you know, Frankie Valli also knew him, and Chip DiCarlo, I believe, was one of the main heads in the Genovese crime family. So, you know, they had a very, very close relationship. In fact, Charlie Colello, have you read his book?
No.
Oh, he put out a great book a couple
I know he's
years
written
back.
a book. I've heard him talk about it. Yes, so
it's fantastic. You cannot put it down.
Okay,
I've read it 3 times.
All right, I'm going to get one. I'll order it tonight. Okay.
Yeah, it is fantastic. In fact, I'll tell you what, Jamie, don't order it. I have an extra copy with your name on it.
Oh, my friend.
Yeah, I have an extra copy with your name on it.
My friend.
I just have to make sure it's not the copy that Charlie Colello autographed.
Well, you could send me that one. You could get them muddled up and send me the wrong one.
Yeah. No, but I will
my friend, that's amazing.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Oh,
can I show one more thing?
Yeah.
Give me a second, okay? You can entertain the gallery.
I'll try and do that.
Yeah, there you go.
Just entertaining the gallery, guys, while George disappears doing something. Here he comes right away.
Anyway, I am back. I just purchased this photo from an individual who was 14 years old back in 1965. And I'm just going to share her story real. It's very, very brief. Anyway, back in Boston, I believe the Four Seasons were going to be appearing at a WMEX radio station. And they were advertising it. Well, she got on the bus with some friends, went down there and sold me her original picture that was autographed by Frankie Valli, Tommy DeVito, Bob Gaudio. Now that's Nick Massey. But in 65, Nick Massey had already left the band by the mid-late 50s. So Charlie Colello filled in, and that's his autograph right there.
Oh, right. How about that?
And it's also autographed by the radio station DJ Larry. I can't read the last name, at WMEX. I got in touch with Larry after receiving this photo because he's still alive. Yes, he said the Four Seasons appeared at his radio station in late 65. So I have that also documented with a letter from the original fan that acquired this.
My goodness me, my friend, that is amazing.
So So I'll be its keeper, hopefully for the next few years, and eventually go to someone else. Anyway, I was just surprised to get this with Charlie Calello.
Yeah, that's unique. That's you probably couldn't put a price on that very easily. That's wonderful to see.
And this was a photo there again at a radio station, and they happened to be signing the same picture that I received. So who knows? It may have been at that radio station, but I haven't been able to find any information on this picture or where it was taken. But this is Charlie Calello right here at the bottom.
Back of him, yeah. He was, when he was on your show, you guys, the Saturday show not long ago, he looked fantastic. I mean, how old is he?
I believe Charlie is
he must
oh
be,
God. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Jim. I think I disappeared. I believe God, he's gotta be 81, 80 maybe.
He looks great. Wow.
Oh no, wait, no, he's 84. He's about 5-6 years younger than Frankie Valli and a couple years older.
And look at him sitting at the mixing desk, looking like wow. It's obviously done him no harm, has it? It really hasn't. And I think these things for the soul and for the heart, it helps you. It helps you have a good life. I'm sure.
Yeah. And Charlie Calello went on to become one of the greatest musical arrangers of all time, having something like 38 of his recordings reach the top 10 that he was either a writer, arranger, or produced it. 38.
I know.
Top 10.
And he was describing how you turn a song into a hit song. That little discussion when he was sitting in the studio, and he was describing his, they say, how do you put the magic on it? And he said, well, I have to sit down and write it out and work out a plan for the song. And it's interesting listening to how he does that, because like George Martin and people like that, who've also talked with Brian Wilson when they had a meeting, and they were talking about God Only Knows or Good Vibrations or something, and how Brian used to work and how George used to work, and like Charlie and all that. It's amazing.
Oh, it's interesting. Right. It's like when you hear Dawn Go Away by the Four Seasons, to me, I think that is such a rock record for its time.
What a song.
The bells, the chimes, the hand claps, the heavy drums. I don't think there's a song during that time period with as heavy as the drums sound. Anyway, Frankie Valli described to Charlie what he kind of wanted to hear. Charlie being able to write music, put all that together. I am just amazed by that.
That's superb. And I've learned a lot by watching people, listening to people, and just seeing how they work, creating wonderful music. And it's a great joy. It really is.
No, I would agree. In fact, Bob Gaudios's latest creation is he's the main producer of the Neil Diamond play A Beautiful Noise. Yeah. Now, I was surprised it wasn't nominated for any Tonys, what have you. But it's still, from what I understand, it's still going on, and folks are going out to see it.
Brilliant. Did they not communicate very well with one another? Is it that were they not? Did I hear someone was saying they were in a taxi cab somewhere and they just didn't talk to what the taxi driver knew who they were, but he was saying I was amazed that they just didn't speak to one another at all in the taxi cab.
The taxi cab driver said he was so baffled that they both get in the cab, not one said a single word to each other or about anything the entire ride. I mean, maybe they were just deep in thought or
tired.
Tired. Who knows? The mind of a genius. You just just never know.
And it's interesting, isn't it, when you look at someone like Brian Wilson, who's had issues over the years, with substances, with weight, alcohol, whatever it might, and many others, he's still come through. He's still come through, and some, of course, didn't come through. But I didn't get the impression that any of the seasons were, Gaudio and the crew ever had issues like that. I mean, I think they seem
No.
much straighter, much more straightforward, normal
Yes.
guys without
Yeah.
any other stuff going on.
Yeah. No. From what I've known, read, and have heard, there have been no issues like that. In
Yeah.
fact, I have an interview with Tommy DeVito I'm going to be posting on my channel from, I think, 05 or 06. He
Okay.
made it perfectly clear to the entire band and the seasons that everything from marijuana on down or up, he did not want to see anybody while they were working
Wow.
messing with those substances, because if
Wonderful.
he did, his words now, they were going to have a problem with their kneecaps.
That's the
So
sort of
he
thing I'd
just,
say. Yeah, that's right. You know,
yeah.
well,
So
I think that's fantastic actually, because so much of it went on, didn't it? And
yeah, and
wrecked people.
and I really feel so just saddened by Brian Wilson, things that have gone on. I mean, depression ran in the family. His dad dealt with it. I mean, it runs in a lot of I mean, a lot of us deal with it. I mean, it's part of our DNA that we
Yeah.
needed to survive in the early years of man.
Yeah.
And well, it's still with us.
Right.
But which leads to the obesity, the drugs, and things like that. And
Definitely.
it's like Bob Gaudio described in an interview, because Neil Diamond has had his bouts also. And people say, well, what's he got to be sad about? He's got all the money and this and that. And it's nothing about money.
No,
It's nothing about money. You can meet a person living in a small little 1-bedroom bowl of soup every night, be the happiest person on earth, and the guy that has the 20-room mansion and be just depressed.
Yeah.
Because it has nothing to do with anything like that. And Bob Gaudio really described that well. Really? And this was regarding Neil Diamond, and everybody's had issues with it.
Sure. And often people, but it's interesting that often people who are on the genius side of things can often fall off the edge a little bit, one way or the other.
Yes. Yes. Very, thank you. Very, very easy. It's easy to fall off that edge, and it's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, look at folks in the music that we've lost very, very young. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Michael Jackson, Prince. I mean,
there's a list goes on and on. Yeah.
Elvis. Jesus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've got a hard lesson to learn from that, and we have.
Love to have you on. And also,
can I come to California?
What's that?
Can I come to California and sit in your room with all your stuff and have a look at
it? Why not? You know what? I like all your little collectibles you have around you there.
Oh, they're just little CDs that I put up.
Yeah, but they're nice. I see the seasons, everybody there.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've put a few more seasons up at the moment, but some of my friend I'm working with, I've got some of her CDs around as well. So we pray we have something this year for you.
Sometimes I wonder if I have an issue with collecting, because it can be a problem. But again, all of my stuff is all in catalogs, categorized, and the thing is, I note when it was purchased, how much I paid for, and when. So I have stuff going back to when I was 13, 14 years old.
That's amazing.
I have my very first LA Times articles that I cut out that my mother gave me when she'd see Frankie Valli in the newspaper.
Bless her.
I still have them.
Isn't that amazing?
When I was 13, 14 years old. Taken 4 generations to go see Frankie Valli in the 4 seasons.
Well,
my mom, myself, my kids, and grandkids.
Amazing.
4 generations.
Wow. Well, you can rest happy with that, can't you? Put your feet up and say, that's what I did.
Yeah.
That's what I remember you for, George. That's great, my friend.
Exactly. But Jamie, I would really want to thank you for having me on your show.
It's a pleasure.
And maybe we can do a few more.
Sure.
I was speaking with an Anthony Colatrella. He's part of the seasons on Saturday.
He's a great guy.
He's a great person.
Wow.
He
subscribed to my channel and he's commented on it. He said, "It's not Bob Gaudio, it's Gaudio." I know. I've always been a bit like that, It's my
Yeah. Great guy.
Yeah, what a guy.
Great guy.
Incredible knowledge.
I want to have him on my show because, again, he's the first generation of fans. He saw the seasons, I think, in 63, 64. Yeah. So I kind of want to document his experience.
Whoa.
And he said he's willing to do it, but maybe the three of us, four of us can go on and just have a nice chat about music in general.
George, whenever you want to do that, let me know. I'm very available.
Okay.
But I'm
Okay.
cheap.
All right, Jamie. Well, you take care, and I'll wait
And
for
you,
you
my
to put
friend.
this together.
God bless
And
you.
we'll enjoy it on YouTube.
I've totally enjoyed meeting you properly, George, and listening to all your experiences, and I look forward to many more.
Okay, likewise, and I got to get you that book, and I want to get you the Genuine Imitation Life Gazette album.
My friend. Oh, that's
okay.
Wonderful.
Okay.
From my heart.
You take care, Jamie, and
you.
Sue. Thank you very much for running the show here. Okay.
God bless you, guys. Thank you, George, so much. Talk
Okay.
soon.
Take care.
Bye
Okay.
now.
Bye now.
Bye.
Take care.